Hello everyone, welcome to this video. It's a special one for me today because I've got a visitor, Bernd here from Austrian Audio, who's brought me two OC818 mics, one of which I haven't yet unboxed, which I'll be doing in a bit for the channel. The other of which is here recording us. I'm using each side of the mic to record both sides. So you've kind of got one side and I've got the other. This is not a well-treated room. This is just a dressing room with loads of hard surfaces. So it's kind of ironic that I'm speaking to a guy from a mic company, and this probably won't be a good demonstration of this mic, but I will be doing more on the channel, so don't worry about that. Lovely to meet you again, sir.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for bringing the mics down to me while we're here in Vienna. It's wonderful. For those in the audience that don't know anything about Austrian Audio, tell me about Austrian Audio, why you existed, when you started, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, Austrian Audio was founded in 2017 when another huge manufacturer of microphones and headphones went abroad to lower cost countries and left more than 100 people unemployed. So our CEO, Martin Seidel, took the initiative, gathered a group of 22 people from R&D, acoustic engineering, electric engineering, mechanical engineering, even finance and logistics together, and founded Austrian Audio. And some of the colleagues are sitting on the same furniture they sat when they worked at the other company.
Which will remain nameless, but I'm sure you can Google it and find out who they were.
Yeah, there should be some hints.
Yes.
And yeah, then the first year was just developing the new capsule, our CKR12 capsule, which is in this lovely microphone, and our first high excursion headphone drivers that are in all of our headphones. And then at the end of 2019, the OC18 and the smaller brother OC18 and the headphones HX55 and HX50 hit the market. And then in 2020, the C virus hit.
Yes.
And it was a bad time for, I think, all of us musicians, all of us in the industry. But yeah, here we are, and now we've got a portfolio of a lot of handheld microphones, vocal microphones, studio microphones from small diaphragm condensers, active dynamics, and of course, large condensers is where we are from.
Well, the thing that struck me, because obviously we've used, as a band, we've used your microphones for a long time now. And the place that this microphone gets used, because you can pick up both sides of it, is on the overhead of the drum kit. So it's kind of one mic that's capturing the stereo image of the cymbals. And I've ended up, although I don't do front house because I'm on stage playing guitar, I've ended up mixing a lot of things from multitrack for things like when we have a video go out on PBS or for promotional stuff or whatever. And I've always loved the sound of it on the overhead. It's just there without needing a lot of EQ. It just picks up everything. And I have used these a little bit in other places, but never had one or two to take home and play with. So I'm so glad I've got them now. And I was lucky enough, I'm sure you remember, I was lucky enough in sort of 2020 or 2021, I think it was 2021, I did some promotional videos for you where I drove and interviewed some people about it and put together some of your promo footage, which was lovely. So I've been kind of dying to get my hands on a couple of them, but not had the need. And obviously with me setting up a studio at home and now I'm relocating to a new house where there'll be a live room, this has all come along at the right time. And these mics were real innovation because you can record each side and then in post kind of deal with the polar pattern. So were you the first people to do that?
I'm not quite sure. I think there are some digital processing methods, but in this case, it's all analog. The whole circuit is analog, and we're just using our plugin to change the polar pattern in up to 5 frequency areas.
Yeah, so I've seen that. I remember that with with the demo videos that I was doing for you.
With Adrian Hall, I think.
Adrian Hall was doing that, and he was showing that in there, and I was really impressed with the way he was he had a string section, I believe it was, and was kind of rejecting the background noise to actually make it drier, and then could bring it in and make it wetter within the plugin. And of course, it's an organic process because you're recording both sides of the mic. So that was something that impressed me. Now, earlier on, you said that we as a band were one of the first, if not the first band to actually use the OC818.
Yeah, today I talked to Philip, our product manager, and I said that I'm going to meet you here to bring you microphones. And he said, that's funny because they were the first band that used our microphones even before we announced them, because it seems that you played in Frankfurt.
Right, yeah.
Before Pro Light and Sound in Frankfurt started, and there the microphones were showcased. So you had prototypes on stage.
And to be fair, we've used them ever since because they are great. I know we used it for the overheads, and we also use it for the ride mic and the chime. So they're all the ones we use in the show are the large capsule condensers, and they sound absolutely fantastic. And that's why I've been dying to get hold of one of them. So I'm just going to open this one now while he's here, because I opened this one earlier over there, and the box and everything about it was just superbly made. And I think that's really important in the presentation of a product, that you open it and it's immediately exciting out of the box. It's not just some cheap cardboard load of rubbish, you know?
Yeah, and I think what even makes the excitement even more exciting is the fact that I could introduce you to the lovely ladies that are building the capsules from hand, and I can show you all the steps the microphones are made, measured, tested, because we are doing a lot of testing before the capsule comes into the microphone. Then the microphone gets tested. And
well, I'll tell you what, why don't we, during a bit of a break when I'm not on tour, I've got an American tour coming up in May, and then we've got a couple of months off, and then we're back out in August. So maybe in that longer 2-month gap, once I've moved house and done all that, maybe I'll fly to Vienna for a couple of days or whatever, and I could bring a couple of cameras and
be our guest.
tour your factory.
I'll show you around.
Okay, well, I'm holding you to that one because my audience will absolutely love that that video. Let's get this open. Of course, I haven't got anything to open it with, so I'm going to use my thumb. I don't want to wear it in the box too much. No, that is pretty efficient. That came open there without just using my nails. So this here, I'm going to get it out.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sure. Let's get this out here. Okay. So this is just the outer. That was just the outer box, but this is the nice box. If I can get that. If this isn't on camera because this is in the way, I'll do a separate shot of it later on.
A B-roll.
A B-roll shot, yeah. But this is also a nice touch because usually it's a bit of plastic that you've got to cut, but this is actually like Velcroed.
It's
strip.
Yeah, it's a cable tie.
Yeah, it's a cable tie, but you can reuse it.
Exactly.
Oh, that is really nice. And then it opens like this, which is absolutely beautiful, really nicely engineered. And then you get this box here, which just looks classy. And I love the logo, and I love the lack of dashes in the A's. I don't know why, but that to me, that's kind of stylish.
Yeah, it's part of the logo and part of the
design, yeah. So let's open it up. What comes in the box? Quick start user guide. Never be without one of those. So we got the microphone itself with some silica gel to keep it dry. We've got the shock mount. That's really sturdy. That doesn't look like anything's going to snap on that, because sometimes you get them through. I'm not going to mention the mic company, but there's another mic company that are very popular and very probably one of the industry standard mic companies, and I always find their shock mount elastic just a little bit like it's going to die fairly quickly, and I usually end up replacing that. But yeah, I won't mention who they are. No, no, I do. I mean, I like their mics, but I find their shock mounts not as durable as I'd like. Obviously, I haven't tested this one for long, but I know we've been using our one live, and it's never let us down. So that's a really nice shock mount. You've also got that there, which I'm assuming you could just use that without a shock mount.
Yeah, just a clip.
Which, to be fair, there's certain circumstances. If I was putting it in a hotel room to do a voiceover on a video,
Yeah, but as the capsule is just mounted on 3 points, so you've got a really good suspension already.
And then we've got the windshield, which fits the mic perfectly, which is lovely, because again, for hotel room, when I'm doing videos and mixes on headphones in hotel room, I end up with microphones sort of in a cup, sort of on a bit of foam or something, because I know it sounds bad, but carting around a mic stand and then all this stuff in your luggage when you got all your clothes and your other stuff or whatever, I tend to just sort of suspend the mic as close as I can wherever. So having built-in pop shields and options and stuff like that's really good. And then we've got this extra cable here, which is the thing that you showed me earlier. You can put that cable in the front, and then it gives you the 2 different XLR outputs, so that you can
record the front
sides.
diaphragm and the rear diaphragm.
And if you're only plugged in this one here, if you're only using it in one way, then I'm assuming all the little switches on the front, they're the things that change the...
Exactly, they are changing the polar patterns. Or we have an accessory, a Bluetooth dongle that you can put in the rear of the microphone to remote control it.
Wow.
And then you can change the polar pattern in 255 steps. So you can find the perfect polar pattern for you and plug out the dongle, and it's stored as a preset on the microphone.
I'm assuming it's 255 steps, well, 256 steps maybe, because it's an 8-bit number that's being transferred.
Maybe, I don't know.
You're not
I really know.
No, it's just because an 8-bit number with ones and zeros can go from 0 to 255. I'm going off on a complete tangent here, and my computer program brain's coming in. But basically, yeah, you've got high pass and you've got attenuators, so you can get 20 dB down. So could this be not only used on sort of overheads and vocals, guitar and stuff like that, but I'd imagine you could probably use this on things like sort of, if you had a kit with 2 big toms, you could put one on each tom and attenuate it down 20 dB, and it's not going to blow. Some
drummers are using the OC818 on toms.
If you've got one of those sort of old kits where you've got maybe a 12 and a 16 and they're kind of flat toms and they're far away from the cymbals, I like to get a condenser over the toms. I mean, obviously, if someone's using like 10 and 12 and everything's close, then I'm more likely to put a 57 or something smaller, a gooseneck mic or something on it. But an old school sort of Ian Pace, John Bonham sort of drummer, I love using large capsule condensers, and I have for many years used the mics from your previous company. So I think these are gonna sound better. They're just fantastic but I'm just excited to use them in other places because I've...
Yeah, and I love to see excited artists that are excited about our products.
Yeah. I mean, when my new studio's built, I'm going to have... I mean, one of the first things I'm going to do is get some people to come and record drums on some songs that I'm waiting at. And these will be... I'll be moving them around and going, am I going to use one as a room mic with either side and then one as the overhead? Or do I want... I was talking to you earlier about using 2 of them as room mics and having them low down, so you're getting the proximity effect with the floor, and then also the rest of the room, kind of seeing in the plug-in afterwards, blending those 2 together so that you can kind of either reduce or add more of the proximity effect in and stuff like that. So I'm just really excited to do some experiments, and yeah, thank you so much for bringing them down to me.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to hold you to the factory tour as well.
I love to give factory tours.
Oh, yeah, no, I will do that.
It's really fun, and we are a small team, about 50 people, so I can introduce you from CEO to product management, marketing, of course, and all the engineers who worked on.
I will enjoy doing that anyway, just as a personal visit, but I'm sure the audience would love to see that as well.
I don't know if you know, even that the both microphones don't have matching serial numbers, or they're not in a row. They still are a matched pair.
Okay.
So each of our microphones, we calibrate them in such narrow tolerances that they are matched pair out of the box.
Well, that's even better, because I did remember asking you, I said I wanted to get a matched pair, and you said to me, do you want 2 in one box or 2 separate boxes? And I went for 2 separate boxes so that when I'm out on the road, for example, when I'm traveling around, I'm more likely to bring one with me for doing this kind of thing, voiceovers or whatever, and I wouldn't want to take 2. I'm just over the moon with this. I'm going to fill in the B-roll and show off the bits and pieces of that. But thank you so much for coming down, and thank you so much for supporting the band and bringing these down. I mean, I'm over the moon with them. I'm lost for words, as you can tell. So cheers, mate. And I will see you later on, hopefully this year, for a video doing the studio tour.
I would really appreciate it. And be my guest.
Wicked. Well, please like, please subscribe, please leave me a comment. And if you've got any questions that you want me to ask the Austrian audio team when I go over to do that video, leave them in the comments and I will ask them. And also share the video. Thanks a lot. See you later.
See ya.